Hi you guys, I'm Andrew,
I'm Laura. I'm Estella.
and this is our project for doing the axle and the spring assembly for the Mountainboard.
Well, our project portion consisted of two main parts. One was the axle assembly, and the other was the spring assembly. And I'll talk about the axle, and we'll talk about the spring assembly. So this is the axle assembly. The picture that we have of SolidWorks. You'll see that not only does it include the axle, you have like the two axle shafts on the end, and you have the kingpin. You're gonna need two axles for the one Mountainboard, because you have to have one on each end of the wheels. Now you see all the parts that make up the axle assembly that you just saw it composed, and as you can see, what every part's function is. You know, you have the shafts go on these ends, on these the bigger holes on the ends of the shaft, and they support the wheels. And the kingpin goes through so that it can attach to the trucks. So. That's just how we made everything. The axle itself was put. We took the file from SolidWorks, put it in SurfCam, and we used two main operations. One was a Z-rub, and the other one was a Z-finish. For the rub, we used a 1/2 inch diameter infill, and we just had to go around and rough out the surface. And the next one was the 3/8 inch ball mill, and that was to give us the smooth finish around. And if you see the prototype that we're passing around, it only got through the roughing operation for the majority of it, and then because the tool offset was wrong, it didn't get to the finishing. But you can see the smooth contour of the little thank you, Grant, of the little radius part. That's how smooth it will be in the end. So, and I know you're looking at the thick base that it's on, but we left that on right now so that we can go back and do the hose. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna hold it, put the hose in, and then at the end we'll go through and cut those parts off. But we had to come up with something to hold it right onto the machine, because I mean it was so like the bottom of it was so complex, like the curves and the contours. You couldn't really figure out how you're gonna put it in there and it not be moving all around in the machine. So. The shafts, we went to the local department store. We just bought like some. We bought some. If you want to pass it around. Originally we had said we were gonna machine them, but that ended up being a little bit of a headache, so we're just gonna use those. The kingpin sleeve are gonna be manufactured, as well as we already probably have the.
We don't need the socket anymore because the end of the bolt is a head, so it's gonna hold the axle shaft into place.
We're actually going to create threads on the inside of our axle, so we can just use that bolt to secure the wheels on.
That's our spring assembly. It consists of our spring, the retainers, and the dampener. Originally, our spring was going to be a lot bigger, so we were going to be able to machine rubber for the dampener. But since our spring diameter is so much smaller, due to the fact that we needed it to be able to compress under a normal human weight rather than the regular diameter was going to take 1,000 pounds to compress. So we changed the diameter. So now we have our dampener that we made out of Tyvek tubing, Tygon tubing, and then we made the retainers on the lathe. So the spring is for the shock on the board, so it's going to absorb part of the weight. And then the retainers keep the dampener, supports the spring and keeps the dampener inside of the spring. And the dampener is going to keep the spring from losing its shape when it compresses, because it might have it might want to go to the side, so it keeps its shape. the washer is just going to distribute the forces onto the dampener and the spray. And then, like I said before, we purchased the springs, and we also purchased the dampeners and cut them down to the proper length. And to make the retainers, we took a stock rod of plastic, and so we took that size of rod